Welcome to Gary Lamm, Main Event Mania, the Brock Purdy Show. And I'm coming in smooth with a real hot take. If Brock Purdy were quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, he would be a hero, and the Browns would be a super serious Super Bowl contender. Yeah, coming in hot, baby. This is the Brock Purdy Show. I am Gary Lamm, your main man. Coming in smooth with that hot take. Gary Lamm, Main Event Mania, live on Instagram. We are not doing likes and dislikes. We'll talk about it a little bit. We'll talk about likes and dislikes. But you know what? I like that the 49ers have accomplished their goal. Number one seed in the NFC. The only thing that can stop them is injury. And Kyle Shanahan. And Brock Purdy not being Brock Purdy. And Happy New Year! Today is January 2nd in the year of our Lord 2024. God bless you. Again, I'm Gary Lamm. And this is Gary Lamm, Main Event Mania, live action on Instagram. We're going to roll as long as we have something to talk about. We will be done. If you're a Warriors fan, we'll be done by Warrior tip-off about 7 o'clock. And we're going to talk about the Lammies by yearly awards honoring excellence, glory, and love. Yeah, we're about to kick it off, baby. Are you ready? Gary Lamm in the house. Are you ready? Sports fans, are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, 49er fans, and friends throughout the multiverse, welcome to Gary Lamm, Main Event Mania! Welcome, friends, to Gary Lamm, Main Event Mania. At this time, we'll be doing likes and dislikes. We might talk about that a little bit. 49ers beat the Commanders commandingly, 27-10. But what does it all mean? It's hard to tell. The Commanders aren't playing for anything. Some are playing for contracts. Some are playing for pride. They put up a fight early. I like that the 49ers won. They went to the East Coast. Early game, 10 a.m. game. And they won the game. They handled their business. And they earned number one seed in the National Football Conference. They have the bye that they really need. They're an older team. They were looking tired. Definitely tired against the Ravens. I like that. What I do not like is the injury to Ambry Thomas. That one personnel maneuver really changed the defense. Ambry Thomas has been a tremendous third corner. He doesn't play nickel. He plays the outside. Deommodore Lenoir does play nickel, and he's been fantastic. Right off, he plays the nickel. He plays inside corner. He plays a slot. He covers the slot receiver, but his presence in the middle is like another linebacker. He's been great with that job. Gotta hit the end of it. All right. Happy New Year, friends. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining Gary Lamm, Main Event Mania. Like I said, this is the Brock Purdy Show. The 49ers have really accomplished every single goal they set out to accomplish. Number one, their starting quarterback is relatively healthy. That's the like. In fact, despite getting whooped on and beat up and knocked out, concussed, got his elbow blown off in the beginning of the NFC Championship game last year, he got a stinger a couple weeks in a row. Brock Purdy is yet to miss a start. I like that. I like that a lot. Goal number 2. Every championship team. Goal number 1. You win your division. 49ers win their division handily. Easily the class of the NFC West. This game against the Rams is meaningless. They should play it like a preseason game. The Niners are the class of the NFC West. And finally, winning the number 1 seed, earning the number 1 seed. The NFL season is a bloodbath. They took on one of the tougher, physically tougher, maybe the toughest conference in football as far as physically tough conferences, the NFC North. They kicked our ass. The NFC North kicked our ass. We only won 1 game. We only beat the Pittsburgh Steelers on the first game of the season. We got whooped on by the Browns physically, whooped on by the Ravens physically whooped on by the Ravens and the Browns. The Bengals just blew right by us. That's 3 losses right there. We had a physically demanding season, and yet here we are, 12-4 in a 16-game season. A 12-4 record is many times worthy of a number 1 overall seed, especially in, I won't say mediocre. It's there's no dominance in the NFL, and maybe the 49ers are the most dominant team, but they do have weaknesses, and I want to say the biggest like is the weakness, the main weakness, the 49ers are soft up the middle. And the right side of the offensive line, Aaron Banks has been pretty good, but he's suffered from a turf toe. He's in and out of the lineup. He's been really good. They're our left guard. Jake Brendel, he's better out. When he gets to move around using his athleticism, he's pretty good. But if he has to pass protect or try to move one of these 360-pound nose tackles, or any tackle, whenever he has a size disadvantage, it's not good for the 49ers. He's made to be agile in the run game, which, he fits the 49er run game. Spencer Burford, similar, athletic, but not a physical force. Colton McKivitz, there was a lot of doubts about him. He does the right thing. But he's always going to face the toughest pass rusher, the toughest edge rusher, because, lining up against the Silverback, lining up against good old 71 Trent Williams, it's kind of a waste of time. Nick Bosa faces him, in practice, and he can't do nothing. So Cole McKivitz has a rough night every Sunday. I'm not trying to put these guys down because they've been good enough. It's not that anyone has played that bad, but Brock has had to cover up for them. With his movements, he's not. We know damn well he's not Lamar Jackson. Excuse me. I'm trying to stop swearing, but how do you trust people who don't swear? I don't know. But navigating this offensive line was going to be treacherous. Without Trent Williams, it's not. At least you have one guy. When you got Trent Williams, You know your blind side is protected. That's big mentally for the 49ers. I like that the 49ers have got through this far in the season. And none of the quarterbacks have missed a start. Brock Purdy has made every single start. And when we had Trey Lance and we got Brandon Allen and we got Sam Darnold, we thought everyone was gonna play. We got everyone was gonna play. We cared a lot about our third and fourth string quarterbacks, quite frankly, in the preseason. Because if the 49ers had a weakness, it was our offensive line. Brock Purdy definitely got his butt whipped quite a few times. Stingers, concussed. Who knows what's wrong with that guy? I think he got his ribs busted. He's been hurt. But I do like that we have a quarterback that made every single start since he's been inserted in the lineup against the Dolphins last year when Jimmy Garoppolo went down. It's been Brock's job, and he hasn't let it go. The closest thing was, I guess he got a stinger on the second one against the Ravens. And, yeah, didn't like that at all, but they played fine against the Commanders. I don't think it's a referendum on his career. I do like that Brock showed athleticism. He was showing off. It was the Commanders. I respect the Commanders. What does it all mean? Brock dropped some dimes. It's hard to tell where the Commanders are. I mean, nobody knows. But the big thing is the 49ers won. I like that. Yeah, lot to like. The two biggest dislikes. 49ers gave up the run, and it's going to be a big deal because Eric Armstead, he's the one guy that really stops him run as far as defensive tackles. It changes the effectiveness of the linebackers. Look at I think that Devon Hargrave is better against a run than we give him credit for, but that's just not his specialty. And I'm not sure if the replacement is on the team. We'll see. We'll see. We'll talk more about that. But the big dislikes in the game, Ambry Thomas being injured. I'm going to keep an eye on that. Ambry Thomas has been a key. Because ever since we moved out Isaiah Oliver, the defense and brought in Ambry Thomas, great, and unsung hero, Diamador Lenore. He started the season outside cornerback because of the poor play of Ambry Thomas and Isaiah Oliver at the beginning of the year. What we thought was going to be poor play. He's had to go switch in, switch out for a young player. That's tough. Ambry's only in his second year. Diamador Lenore is only his second year. He's kind of yanked in and out, and he's built for this. He's shifty enough. He's not the fastest guy, but boy, he brings the thump, baby. And he's a tough guy. He's got a lot of confidence. He gives a little swag to the middle of the Niner defense, who need it dearly. Likes and dislikes. We're not going to have that show if you're just tuning in. Gary Lamm and Event Mania. This is the Brock Purdy Show. I'm going to talk about the Lammies, but I'm going over some general likes and dislikes, a little bit about the Commanders, a little bit about the overall season of the 49ers. The main dislikes are the injuries and giving up the run. If Eric Armstead is not back, he has that plantar fasciitis that could stay with you forever, man. He is by far the best run-defending tackle. He may be the only run-defending tackle that we have. I do not like how the 49er defense responds or handles the run, quite frankly, when Eric Armstead is out. That's the big dislike. And I got one and only bird, one lonely birder. I don't know. But Bird, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining, friend. All right. And those are major dislikes. There's not a lot to dislike, not a lot to take away from the game in Washington. That's where we're going in a different direction. I got to get to Brock Purdy. But the last thing I'm going to say, it's a positive and a negative about the 49ers, likes and dislikes. It's more of an observation. And we're not doing likes and dislikes where we usually do it. Like I said, the main takeaway, 49ers win. They handled business. They earned the NFC number 1 seed. It was a bloodbath. They played a very tough division outside of they played the NFC North, who kicked our ass, quite frankly. Quite frankly, they beat us 3 out of 4 games. Those were 3 of our 4 losses. And we got whooped on. And, 2 more dislikes. Overall dislikes to the 49ers. And which is why I'm so thankful that we got the number 1 seed. I'm saying rest all the guys. The 49ers are not as good when they're not rested. They're tired. So they need this rest. But here's the other thing. I've never seen a team who's so dependent on so many players. I'm just going to go down the list. There's been a lot of talk about who's the MVP of the 49ers. And there's just so many guys. If they went down, this season, it could just fall apart. Let's just start with Ambry Thomas. I'm not saying the season's going to fall apart with Ambry Thomas being out with a hand injury. He might be back by the playoffs. But just think about this. This is our not our nickel back. He's our third corner who plays outside corner. On passing downs. But boy, every time Isaiah Oliver got in the game, he was getting torched. The guy, I like Isaiah Oliver. Man, he just ain't fast. He gets torched bad. He was a target because Demo Lenore has been fantastic, like I talked about. So has Travarius Ward, fantastic, like I talk about. But, Ambry Thomas playing well is really important. But that's a small example. But just think of the guys here. Eric Armstead, he's not playing. The run defense is terrible. The 49ers scheme is to get up the field and pass rush. I don't necessarily love it that their guy, Eric Armstead, 6'8", he's a beast, but he's under 300 pounds. The 49ers have a pass rushing scheme. They've been able to stop the run with D'Amico Ryans and Robert Saleh, but Steve Wilkes is like, hey, you know what? I don't want 8 in the box. I don't want to give these big passes. We'll see if it works. There's still question marks as far as running quarterbacks. There's still question marks about can the Niners defend screen passes. We'll talk about that later. But my point is, think about these guys that are almost irreplaceable. Look how bad our run defense is without Eric Armstead, right? What are we going to do without Bosa? I mean, that's just a big loss, all right? He's fine. I'm just saying, whenever we lose Greenlaw, the downgrade is huge with Oren Burks. That's why I want to see some of these. That's why I don't want to see our starting linebackers. I do not want to see our starting linebackers at all. I don't want to see Greenlaw or Warner. I want to see the young kids. I want to see. I miss these guys. They're driving me nuts now. I'll look up here. 49ers roster. But you think about it. Travarius Ward. If the Niners don't have Travarius Ward, who is this team? Demo Lenore. He is by far. He may be the only option at nickel corner we have. I can't think of another guy. If we lost him, who would take over that nickel corner position? Because that position was getting burnt. It was getting toasted until Demo Lenore started coming in, playing outside and nickel and playing slot, guarding the slot receiver, on passing downs when they go to 3 or 4 receiver sets, what have you. I just remembered Jalen Graham and who's the other rookie we got there? And D. Winters. I want to see Jalen Graham and D. Winters. I want to treat this game like a preseason game because I just think Greenlaw, Warner, Armstead, Bosa, maybe even Hargrave. I don't know how many guys you could bench, right? I don't want to see none of them. Give me some Luter Jr. Give me some where's my other boy? Sam Womack. Give me some of those guys. I want to see those guys play. I don't give a damn if we get beat 70-7 against the Rams. I just don't want to. I don't want to see these guys. There's so many. We're dependent on these guys so much, and that's just a defense. We ain't going nowhere without Brock Purdy. We need him. McCaffrey, we can play well, but he's just a special player. I mean, what do you guys think, Mitchell? I love him, but he's always like an injury away. Jordan Mason's fantastic. Maybe we can survive without McCaffrey. I wouldn't want to find out. He's such a mismatch against linebackers, and that's what the 49ers feast. He's such a mismatch in the pass game. That's why he's so valuable, and that's why we have Kyle Juszczyk. Kyle Juszczyk's irreplaceable. What do we do without Ayuk? What about Debo? We saw we were without Debo. God forbid we lose Trent Williams. Whenever he goes out, it's like he's like the cornerstone. He is like the pillar of strength. He is the pillar that holds up the whole building. He is the weight supporting pillar that if he goes down, the rest of the line crumbles. No one plays as effectively. No one's as confident. And that's why I'm saying, if you don't play Trent, you don't play Brock. Yeah. Green eggs and ham shirt. Sam, I am. I am. All right. But overall, I love it. George Kittle. Should he play? I don't know. All right. The last thing I want to see. The last thing I want to see. Overall, I still don't like the punt return game. I want the 49ers to start playing some. Give someone else a try. Maybe Danny Gray comes off the IR. I don't know, but I'm done with that. All right, that was the likes section of this game. Likes and dislikes. We're the freaking #1 seed. All our goals are accomplished. We ain't tripping, baby. Good job, Niners. Good job. But our goal from day one is the Super Bowl. Let's talk about Brock Purdy. Is he elite or not? I don't know. Depends on how you define elite. All right? That's what we're going to talk about. Let's just go down the things we do. Let's just go down how Brock is seen. Let's start with my opening statement. I think that if Brock Purdy was quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, he would be a cult hero. There wouldn't be all these haters. No one would take it so seriously. And I think they would be a legit Super Bowl contender. Period. But you know what? He's on the 49ers, and thank God, baby. But let's just collect our thoughts. There's a lot of hate on Brock. Is he elite? Is he not? I'll go into my definition of elite. Let's go. First of all, I'm gonna tell you how. I don't know. I'm not gonna go into the definition of what elite is. But I'm going to tell you this. The way he can get elite is win the Super Bowl. Get that swag. Don't worry about what other people think. Just do your damn job. Do your job. I'm just going to go over some things about Brock Purdy that are true. Brock's job, what he gets paid to do, he does not get paid to be a game changer. The 49ers are a defensive running team. Brock gets paid to be a professional quarterback. Brock's assignment, run the team. Brock does great. Niners, defensive running team. Brock should be getting this hype. The reason why he gets the hype is because he's good. All right? Run the ball. When they stop the run, Brock should be able to take advantage. He does that. All right? This is what you got to do, Brock. Brock, to be elite, listen to me. Win the Super Bowl, bro. If you want to be elite, forget about, oh, he doesn't have the arm. Yeah, you don't have the arm, bro. But within your limitations, you're good as anybody, man. You throw the deep ball a little bit flat. Doesn't matter. Just do your job. All right, Brock? All you got to do, listen to me, Brock. You're on a defensive running team. All right, you're on a defensive running team. All you got to do is manage the game. If you're not sure, hey, when they stop the run, then take advantage. Live to see the next play. All right? This is all you got to do. Hit the guys Kyle schemes open. If they're not there, live to see another play. I'd love to see that you can make a comeback, but you don't have to prove that till you have to. All right? Let's go. What I want you to be is, Brock, don't worry about what you're not. It's playoff time. You've already proven it's like a video game where you can dominate certain levels. You got to the boss level of the Ravens, and you can't do it by yourself. Okay, you've tried it. We know Brock's limitations, all right? As a second-year quarterback, there's plenty of what he can do on this team. He doesn't get paid to be a game changer. He gets paid to run the offense, get the plays out, know where people are at, make a play. When the defense stops the run, you can make a play, hit the schemed open receivers, and bam! Bonus, Brock can read through progressions, and bam, 1, 2, 3, if they're open, hit them. That's where Brock is good. Boom, 1, 2, 3, if they're open, hit them. If not, throw it away. Bam, another bonus, Brock can run and move. But if you don't have to take sacks, don't turn the ball over. 49ers can win the Super Bowl. We have that many weapons. We have that good a defense. All right? Forget this MVP. No one gives a damn if you're MVP. If you don't win the Super Bowl, to be elite, Brock, you got to win the Super Bowl. All right? Nobody cares about anything else. All right? We've already tested Brock's limits. He's really, really good. Yeah, he's been really, really good until he meets these elite defenses with great linebackers. Brock's really good, and even the games that he lost the Vikings game. We'll say, I want to say that the Ravens and the Browns, tremendous defenses, right? Tremendous safeties, tremendous linebackers, right? A lot of times a quarterback will see a linebacker and they'll throw it right over their ear. Act like he doesn't exist. Well, teams that the linebackers really do exist, like the Ravens, Browns, teams with good defensive backs, Brock's had struggles, okay? Brock's really good. It's like Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. He's doing really, really good. He's beating Super Macho Man, and every time he faces Mike Tyson, he gets knocked out. All right? But we can do okay because it's not boxing. It's a team game. We can work with Brock. Just don't turn over the rock, okay? That's fine. We can work. Brock's only in his second year, all right? He's done everything we need him to do. But if he, here's his challenge. He's got to keep people out of his ear. And guess what? A lot of great quarterbacks have gotten their ass whipped by elite defenses. If you remember, Joe Montana, he got his ass whipped quite a few times against the New York Giants, okay? It is what it is. It is what it is. You got to play the game. You got to play to win. Tom Brady, he wasn't throwing the ball over the place at first. I think Brock, if he keeps doing the right things to get experience, he will be elite. Elite. All right? That's all he's got to do. Brock's really, really good. He's mastered up the super macho man, like a punch out, but he can't beat Tyson yet. Okay, we know his limits. You're going to face top teams, especially if you make the Super Bowl, whether it's the Browns, I don't think they'll be tough for the Browns, but the Ravens or the Chiefs. Sean Jones is, any team with big size and talent up the middle, especially on defensive tackle, good linebackers, good corners, good up the middle, safety. That's going to be tough for Brock because he usually just looks like the ball, like those guys don't exist. And when you got athletes over there, that's Brock's next level. Brock has to level up. He has to find a new strategy. Maybe Kyle and Brock are working on it now, but we have enough. We have enough. We can run behind 71. That's fine. Those short passes. Hey, and when they stop the run, and you make them stop the run first, Brock. Make them stop the first. Don't worry about it, Kyle and Brock. Who cares? Who cares what anyone thinks? Once you get that monkey off your back, it'll free you. It'll set you free. You will transcend your limitations if you just win the big game, baby. Run. Make them stop the run. And when they stop the run, you guys are great at play action. All right? No one can stop the run anymore. Just run. You got Trent. You got Juszczyk. You got Kittle. You got Warner. We got a good blocking tight end. Our offensive line, you know what? They're not powerful, but they can move out. They can move out on the perimeter. Run left, bro. Run left. And run your screens. Run your short pass to Debo. Run with Debo. Get it to Kittle. Get it to you. Get it to him short. Get it to him when they're wide open. Hit the guys that are wide open in the scheme. And then you know what? Brock is so good. He has that. Progress. Hit the progression. If it's not there, don't do nothing. Don't worry about it. And yeah, you know what? Brock can move around. Just hit the guy. Just don't throw it to the window's not there. Eat it. Eat it, bro. Throw it away. That should be enough. Aggressively intelligent. Aggressive intelligence, baby. Aggressive intelligence. And just that experience of taking a team all the way. It'll get you to be elite. It'll add some swag on your name. You will lose Mr. Irrelevant. You will be a Super Bowl champion. Just don't mess it up, man. Be Tom Brady as a young quarterback. When you get that pelt, when you get that trophy, you will have the swag. It'll make you better. All right? Follow my advice, bro. At this point in the playoffs, the game manager is a good thing. Suck it up. Suck up your pride, man, and be a champion. Manage the game. Doesn't mean you're just a game manager. It just means you're smart. You met your match. You got to change up your game. It's like Rocky when he took on Clubber Lang. He had to learn to fight. You got to change up your style, man. You got to move a little bit. All right? You got to switch your style up. Don't be a damn fool. Here's another thing good about Brock. I said this before. Another check for him. People say he's just a game manager. There's still guys who do not know how to manage the game. They do not know how to be a professional. They don't know how to get the play calls off. They don't know how to get everyone lined up. Brock sounds confident. Brock runs the show. He is a professional. And yes, within his limitations, this guy's magic and experience is going to beat that next level. He's leveled up. He could beat all the way up to he's dominated. He's dominated the level of the NFC. They're going to have to be a little bit conservative. They're going to be real smart. It's like going against Tyson. You got to move. You can only pick your shots in the Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. You got to pick your shots. You got to take your time. Don't throw the damn ball over the place. Make them stop the damn run. Swallow your pride. Be a team player. All right? And that experience will make you elite. It'll give you the mental discipline to do what you have to do. Peyton Manning, when he won a Super Bowl with the Broncos, put up tremendous numbers the year before. But you know what? And with the Colts, he didn't have big games in the Super Bowl. What he did, he managed the damn game to be a world champion. That's what you need to do. Don't let someone sucker you into a fight you don't want to be in. Going back in history, it's like Sugar Ray Leonard trying to go toe-to-toe with Roberto Duran. Not smart. But then what happens? Sugar Ray put those dancing shoes on, and Hands of Stone said, "No, boss. Play the game you need to play to win. Don't play this macho bullshit because I'm tired of the Cinderella season. I want to win the Super Bowl, and I deserve it. Not since 1994 have the 49ers been Super Bowl champions, and there was an unofficial lowrider parade on Mission Street. All right? That's what I want. I want my unofficial lowrider parade on Mission Street after the 49ers win in Las Vegas. I will not be there because I don't like people anymore. But I'll watch it through Instagram live scenes. All right. I want to attack this myth that anybody can just be the quarterback of the 49ers and be successful. Number one, the Kyle Shanahan system takes 2 years to learn. Brock learned it right away. He's not even finished his second year. He's about a season and a half. He's going to get better. He's going to learn more. He has a level to level up. Sam Darnold don't look totally comfortable. Jimmy Garoppolo never looked comfortable. RG3, Shanahan made a whole different offense for him. Matty Ice, it took him a couple years, and then he became MVP. As a quarterback, you play within the system. And like I said, I think if Brock was on the Browns, you look what Joe Flacco's doing. And I got it. Okay, for Brock Purdy, sometimes he messes around and he's 24 years old. 24-year-olds make mistakes. 24-year-olds have. He was 23. I don't know how months ago. They make mistakes. They're going to be wild a couple times. Even the best kids do something stupid. All right? What do you expect? He's had a couple of bad games. He's a young guy. He wants to prove himself. All the hype. But once you win the Super Bowl, can't no one tell you nothing, Brock. Just play your game all the time. Willie Snead. Practice squad 49er receiver, but he was there. He was there during the Drew Brees glory days. Brock reminds him of Drew Brees. And I think you can see that, but you don't get to be Drew Brees until you master the offense. Brock doesn't have a great arm, but Peyton Manning didn't have a great arm when he was with the Denver Broncos. Brock's got about that amount of arm. And he's got more mobility. Brock's, okay, when your attribute is processing, it takes more work, but the more time you have, the better, as long as you don't lose your confidence by getting your ass kicked or making a lot of mistakes and trying to catch your tails like gambling. You lose a bet gambling, you chase your tail, and you keep losing. What's up? Escapal, SCAP, LOTT join. What's up, man? We are talking Brock Purdy. We talked about likes and dislikes. But I'm making the case against anyone can jump in this 49er offense and do well. First of all, it takes 2 years to learn. It took Matt Ryan 2 years to learn. He wasn't comfortable at first. He ended up being an NFL MVP. All right? RG3, Kyle Shanahan made a whole different offense for him. Jimmy Garoppolo never learned it. CJ Beathard, I don't know what he's doing. It takes a while. And look at Brock is a 24-year-old guy. He's a good guy. But 24-year-olds make mistakes. Dude, this guy has played a season and a half. He's had a few bad games, a handful of bad games. You don't think a 25-year-old, a 24-year-old guy, I got to show him what I got. Okay? Sometimes you don't, you can take advice all you want. Don't do this, don't do that, until you go out there and fuck shit up a couple of times is when you learn your lesson, okay? And the way Brock's going to get better is to continue to learn, continue to process. And I guarantee you, if Brock was the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, he would be a hero. He wouldn't hear all this crap. And they might even be a real serious Super Bowl contender because Brock makes less mistakes than Flacco, where Flacco can get hot too. So you never know. As 49ers fans know, Flacco can get on a heater and, take it all the way. But all right, point one, the system takes 2 years to learn. Brock's not even finished with his second year. He's doing real, real well. Here's another one. Kyle does not make his quarterbacks feel confident. We saw it with Jimmy Garoppolo. Garoppolo came into the 49ers. He was flinging. He was moving. He was feeling super confident. He was doing his thing. By the time he finished with Kyle, he was scared to throw the ball. He never threw the ball deep. There was 8 in the box every time. The middle of the field was clogged. He stole his confidence. Poor Trey Lance. 3rd pick overall. The poor guy had to see a therapist. They say Kyle keeps it real. Kyle's a tough coach to play for. I mean, really, I don't know this for sure. But part of a lot of speculation, right? But let's just talk about it. We're here talking. A lot of speculation. Why didn't the 49ers get Brady when he's available? Because Kyle may not want to give up any of his offense. He wants to be the boss. And I love Kyle. We all grow. He's young. He's only in his 40s. He's maturing too. I think this is less and less and less. He's seeing the error of his ways. I think from what Kyle has said, he's worried about Brock taking things, being too hard on himself. I think this is a wonderful relationship between Kyle and Brock. This is a wonderful marriage. I think they want to work this out. I think because he sees how hard Brock is trying, I think Kyle will soften up. But he hasn't always been softened up. He wants his own damn way. It's his team. And he's known as being real, which means he's being a dick. Keeps it real. You got a player, their bodies explode. He's looking at the play sheet. I love Kyle, man, but, not a perfect man, neither am I. But I think he's growing. But we're talking about Tom Brady, we're talking about Aaron Rodgers, and there's speculation saying it would be rough for them to come here because they would want to do their own damn thing, and Kyle's the boss. But Brock Purdy was both humble and confident enough. Brock is cocky, but he's humble to listen to all the shit that Kyle's going to tell him. He's humble enough to suck it all up and go out there and still do his own damn thing. And I respect that about you, Brock Purdy. That's why I think, look, at elite, I don't know. Man, that's why I respect you, bro. It depends on your definition of elite. But check this out. You got Kyle yelling at you all day. Not sure, there's no positive reinforcement. A lot of quarterbacks can't take that. A lot of quarterbacks would have just phoned it in, but Brock still goes deep. Brock still tries. Brock still does his rigmarole and up around and over there through the woods and spinning around. You see him last week that played Ayuk? Damn it, this kid's confident, but he's humble enough to play within Kyle's offense. His personality traits. He has heart. Look at, he has got his ass kicked all year. He's coming off a destroyed elbow. He's had rib injuries. He's had concussion. He played with a concussion, which is not a smart thing to do. Who let this guy play with a freaking concussion? What's wrong with you? But he played a stinger 2 weeks in a row. From the preseason, nobody believed that Brock is going to go in there playing all 16. He's played all 16. This guy is tough. He is smart. He is a leader. At 24 years old, those are elite characteristics. He knows how to run a team. He is a pro. Elite characteristics. He knows where the ball should go. But right now at his level, he is like at a real high level. He's good within that level, but he hasn't solved the next level of the game. The Ravens-Browns defense kind of level of the game. It's gonna take some trial and error. It's gonna take being a little conservative. You're gonna have to find a new game plan. We ain't got time to learn all that shit right now, so we gotta run the damn ball, throw the short passes, hit the open receiver Kyle schemes up when they try to stop the run, if they ever can. Brock's tremendous. He can read progressions. If the progression's open, throw it to him. Hey, and guess what? Brock could run, but just don't turn the damn ball over. Yes, manage the game. Don't turn the ball over. If you could do that, and you can win the Super Bowl, no one can tell you shit, and you will be elite. Right? Aggressively intelligent. The teams that beat us, teams that could have size up the middle and punk our inside guys. As far as defense, our defensive tackles, they beat us. They don't have to rush up the middle. They get pass rush. They push in our line. That's what happens. So Brock can't step up, and they get pass rush outside. Brock can't step out, and then they have corners that can cover, and they got linebackers that can make plays. You just can't throw it over their ear like they don't exist. And you know what? There's a couple of teams like that. The Browns and the Ravens, and I think the Bengals have fast corners too, athletes out there. Brock gave up some plays. His interceptions were over the middle to guys who make great plays. So when Brock used to throw over a guy's head and doesn't see him, now these guys can make plays. He's not at that level. That's going to take practice. Worry about that next year, or when we have to, all right? Brock's doing great for his second year. A lot of people have bad games. Kyler Murray has bad games. The prototype has bad games. Josh Allen has bad games. All right? But they have respect. Brock doesn't. So you got to live with that until you win the damn Super Bowl. Let's go. What time do I got here? All right, got a couple more minutes. The Warriors. Okay. Yeah, the 49ers just got to play their game. All right. Aside from being, we're going to say if Brock is a lead or not, I just said he has to win the Super Bowl. That could be his path to win the Super Bowl. Another way you can be a lead or not is money in the crunch time. And I'll say Brock doesn't check that box. And you know what? For a long time, Steve Young didn't check that box. All right? So it's going to take time. I don't need to find out because I want the 49ers to win. So at this point of the season, there's no reason to do anything dumb to find out and get yourself down for no reason. All right? There's no reason to find that out. All right? I don't want to find that out because I don't want to be down. And if you can finally do it, good. But I have a theory. If the 49ers are... The Brock has played a good game so far. I think the 49ers are going to stick in, and I think if Brock plays a good game going into the fourth quarter, maybe there's a chance they can make the big comeback. It'll be tough to have the drop-back passing game because the 49ers don't have a great drop-back passing offensive line. They're better when they can get out in space and run block, because they're smaller. I mean, especially like Drake Brendel is a perfect example where if he has to, pass block and beat a non-aggressive position, someone can just knock him right in his can. But if he can get out in space and run, it's just better for him. All right, that is what it is. So Brock does not check the money quarterback, right? I think his easiest path to elite is Super Bowl champion. He can do that by not fucking shit up. But if along the way he makes a big comeback, bam, with everything else he's got, with everything on he has his resume so far, if somewhere in these playoffs he makes that big comeback and clutch in the money position, bam, Brock's elite. He's like right there. He's like elite, not elite, right? Right now he's kind of done enough to he's in the conversation. Hey, if he wasn't good, he wouldn't be in the conversation of elite. All right? Depends on your definition, right? The one way to get elite in my book, Super Bowl champion. Another way, man, you're money in the clutch, baby. You're money in the clutch. Someone with Brock's resume would be elite if they were money in the clutch and a Super Bowl champion. You can't just be some jabroni who makes your team lose and then, like an arsonist putting out your own fire, all right? Another way you can be elite is be a top 5 quarterback, maybe, in the NFL. So let's just, I'm not going to take a lot of time with this. We only got 5 minutes to go. But is Brock a top 5 quarterback in the NFL? Let's just start with the best. I'm going to call these guys juggernauts. They're better than elite. Athletes. Like this is like Steve Young. This is a new phenomenon where you got athletes that can play well in the pocket, run the system, and have great arms. Steve Young didn't have a great as arm as these guys, but I'm sorry, but number one, Patrick Mahomes. This guy's got it all. We never see. Has there been as great an athlete who can run an offense, who is a leader? That's a juggernaut. He's up here like he's beyond elite. Elite is just professional at your work. There's people who transcend. Patrick Mahomes is one of them. And think about Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. All right. Maybe Josh is more consistent, in the pocket in the passing game. As far as making throws, sometimes Lamar is better than people give him credit for in the pocket. He's a better passer than people give him credit. But I trust Lamar more than Josh Allen not to mess stuff up. He has a mindset of, I'm going to win the game no matter what. Both of these guys do. I think obviously both good runners, but I think Lamar's a little more safe, right? But those guys are juggernauts, guys who can kind of do it all. And then you got right there, you have Joe Burrow. He's elite, but he's injured. That's 3. Joe Burrow, would you take him over Brock? Probably so, injured or not. That's 4. All right, you got the top 4 right there. Justin Herbert, what a talent. Would you take him over Brock? That he doesn't win all the time, but you know what? That's a talent you got to take over Brock. But what about Matt Stafford? You probably take him over. No, you wouldn't. So maybe Brock is about top, lower 5 of top 10, depending on your pick. Tua, they're right there, but not a lot of guys. Goff, no. Brock's probably a nice top 10 quarterback. Is that elite? I don't know. But I'll tell you what will get him over the top. Super Bowl, baby. Because I think if he keeps his nose to the grind, plays within the offense, doesn't turn the damn all over, he will get better with experience and time and knowledge of the offense, knowledge of defenses, knowledge of himself. He will be elite. All right. This has been the Brock Purdy Show. I didn't get a chance to talk about the Lammies. I will be back again with another show. But what the Lammies are is the Gary Lamm Minute Mania Awards. In fact, you know what? I will save that. I'm going to save that for next show. I will tell you more about the Lammies, but we will have favorite wrestler, friend of the show, favorite independent wrestlers, best 49er, best San Francisco Giant, most important warrior. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later. Because I said I'd get you the warrior tip-off, all right? Gary Lamm Minute Mania. This has been the Brock Purdy Show. We're going to do another show. What to watch for? I'll talk more about the Lammies. I'll talk more about the candidates. I'm going to tell you how I'm going to do it. But this Brock Purdy Show isn't a long time coming. I used to talk about Brock every week. But he's doing everything he needs to do. But I have to answer questions. And I hope you got some answers. And I hope that you're having a happy new year. Watch for me. January 20th, I will be the new color commentator for South Bay Championship Wrestling. And I think I'm still going to be the hype man. I think I'm going to still be doing interviews. I will be there. Santa Clara, California. Live Pro Wrestling, Portuguese Hall, Santa Clara, California. I will be there. Your new play-by-play man, Gary Lamm. I'll talk more about that. Or Panda. Where you at, Panda? Panda's just chilling. Alright, Gary Lamm Minute Mania. We'll be doing what to watch for. It won't be about the Rams. We've got the rest of the season. Talk more about the Lammies. And I'll talk about Rust versus Rust. You know what? Talk a little bit about pro wrestling. South Bay Championship Wrestling. The play-by-play guy. The hype man. #1 interviewer. That's Gary Lamm. For Panda. For all the Gary Lamm Minute Mania Mafia. God bless you. Keep it real. Keep it clean. Happy New Year, friends. Alright. Now watch Tim Dub. We might even get some Warriors in next show. Alright, friends. Goodbye.